Hi guys, I'm Kat. Welcome back to another reading vlog. So it's actually 11 o'clock at night. You might notice that this is like a little bit of a different setup to usual. I usually start my vlogs during the day, but as you can tell from the title and thumbnail of this video, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour readathon, my monthly 24-hour readathon with my patrons, and they have actually picked my TBR today. I gave them a few options. I'm definitely in the mood for fantasy and kind of like mythology and retellings and stuff like that. So the first book that I'm probably going to be reading is The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I'm literally so excited to be finishing the series. Like, not really excited, obviously really sad because I've been enjoying it so much, but this is the third and final book in the Vulk of the Air trilogy. It's actually kind of a short one. I think it's the shortest one out of the three. Yeah, it's only around 300 pages, so I'm sure I could get through this pretty fast. I'm just really excited to see what happens with Jude and Carden, and I think this is probably the fastest that I've read a series since I was like a teenager. So yes, I'm really enjoying it. The next book that I'll probably pick up after that and potentially read tonight is Galatea by Madeline Miller. This is a very short story. I believe it's only like 50 pages long. It's a retelling of the myth of Galatea, who I believe was like a statue who ends up having to like be married and like serve the guy that created her, like the artist that made her, the sculptor. I kind of just want to read all of Madeline Miller's books because I've been obsessed with what I've read so far. Really happy that I'm finally getting around to this one. I'm going to be then reading Hex by Jenny Fagan, and this is a recommendation from my friend Jodie, and it is a kind of short story like novella. I think it's only 100 pages or so. Sorry about the train noise. This one's like a feminist story about the witch trials and like the history of Scotland and the UK's witch trials and how that mirrors today's society for women. It says here that Hex is a visceral depiction of what happens when a society is consumed by fear and superstition, exploring how the terrible force of a king's violent crusade against ordinary women can still be felt right up to the present day. So yes, definitely going to be a very interesting read. I said that I wanted to read this one very soon after I got it in the bookshop like a couple of weeks ago after Yalk. So yes. And then if I finish those three, I definitely want to read at least one of the Creepy Cat volumes. I've read volume 1, so this is volume 2 and 3, and 3 only came out recently. And yeah, I told myself I was going to wait to read them during a readathon. These are cute graphic novels about a cat that's like haunting at this mansion that this girl moves into. They're a lot of fun. They're definitely like on the younger side. Hopefully I'm going to be able to read these tomorrow evening to kind of like finish off the readathon. So this is my 24-hour readathon TBR, a big mixture of books here, but I am just so excited for every single one of them. And I'm now gonna skedaddle because I really need to jump on my Patreon live sprints. So yes, I will catch up with you guys later once I finish those sprints. I'm probably only gonna read for about an hour, and then I'm gonna go settle downstairs and grab myself probably a caffeinated drink. I don't know if I'm gonna go for the hardcore stuff, but yeah, I definitely want to stay up as late as possible. We're starting at night and I've never done this before, so I'm really interested to see how I do. And yeah, I'm so excited to start Queen of Nothing. Hi guys, I'm just going to interrupt now because I wanted to announce something very, very special. So recently, you might have noticed, I hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I did say a little bit of a thank you in my Yalk vlog, but I just wanted to say thank you so much again. It means so much to me that you support me and watch my videos and that you like being here. So yes, thank you guys so much for getting me to this point. But yeah, I just wanted to do something special for you guys. I'm going to be doing a giveaway in the comments of this video, and I'm going to be picking 3 winners. The details will also be in the description and potentially pinned in the comments as well. Make sure to check those out if you miss anything, but I'm gonna make it very simple. The winners will be receiving a book from Book Depository because I think that is the easiest way to do this. It's the easiest way to include the most amount of people. I'm also joined in this giveaway by Yasmin over at Divine Pages & Co. over on Etsy and Instagram. Yasmin designs gorgeous bookish items like bookmarks, stickers, tote bags over on her Etsy, and she has promised to send the 3 winners each a bookmark of their choice from her store. She recently sent me some of her designs and they are absolutely gorgeous, including the Starless Sea, Song of Achilles, Addie LaRue. I just am so obsessed. I'm currently using this one right now during this readathon. She has way more designs, way more beautiful designs as well for you to choose from. So yes, the 3 winners will also be getting sent one of the bookmarks from Divine Pages & Co, which is just so generous. So thank you so much, Yasmin, for joining me in this giveaway. So very simply, in order to be entered, you just need to be subscribed to my channel, but also leave a comment down below letting me know your favorite fantasy book or series that you've read recently. I am so getting back into fantasy. I'm currently obviously reading the Fog of the Air trilogy, which I'm enjoying loads, and I recently bought a bunch of fantasy books at Yauk as well. So yeah, I'm just getting back into fantasy in a big way, and I would love to know more of your recommendations and suggestions on which fantasy series I should start next or which fantasy book I should read. So yeah, I would love to know your favorites. So put that in your comment below, and also if you can include your social media handle that you'd prefer me to contact you at if you win, that would be great as well. Just leave that in the same comment. And yeah, I'm really excited to read all your comments and hear all of your recommendations and what books you love. I'm just so thankful that you guys are here. So yeah, make sure you leave that comment if you want to be entered. Like I said, I will leave all that information down below as well if you want to refresh yourself by the end of this video. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Love you guys lots, and let's get back to the video. So it's a little bit later. I think it's somewhere around 1:45. I actually had a cup of coffee, like a small cup, but yes, I'm settling down to read for the rest of the night. I just did some sprints with my patrons, and then I caught the end of Jodie's sprints as well. She was doing some on her Patreon as well, so that was really nice. And now I'm gonna start reading again. So I've just lit some candles and made it all nice and cozy in here, and I am on page 39 of The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black, and I'm actually enjoying it a lot so far. I thought that I wouldn't because of a certain fact where the book is like and how the last one left off, but actually it's getting into the action quite quickly, which I'm very happy about just because it's such a short book and it's only going to take me a few hours to read, and I really didn't want it to like dawdle. I'm very tired, hence the coffee, but I don't know how long that will last. Luckily I've got the audiobook for this one. I listened to the other two on audiobook as I read, so yeah, I'm kind of like reading along with the audiobook, which is so nice. It's now one of my favorite things. I'm using my bookmark that I got from Divine Pages & Co, the purple butterfly one, because it goes well with the purple of the cover. I love matching my books to my bookmarks, or my bookmarks to my books, I should probably say. Also, this is like one of my favorite covers of a book ever. It's so pretty. I'm gonna keep reading this now and I will report back. Good morning guys. I actually stayed awake till about 4:30 last night, and I woke up around 9 this morning, so I only got like, what is that, like 4.5 hours sleep? Yeah, I don't know how much of that was actually good sleep, so I'm pretty tired right now. I don't know if I look tired. I feel extremely tired. I have made so much progress with The Queen of Nothing. I think by the time I went to sleep I was like a bit over halfway, maybe like 55% of the way through, and now I would say I'm probably around 80% of the way through, if not more. So I'm on chapter 25, which is page 249. I've only got like 50 pages left. Oh my god, this is going like so fast, but I can't stop reading it. I've spent like the couple of hours that I've been awake this morning just reading this, and then when I got ready I was listening to the audiobook, so I've been like reading it non-stop. It's honestly so weird but kind of like refreshing to read a fantasy series that are comprised of like relatively short short books. So much fantasy nowadays is really thick books and like long series, so it's so weird that I'm going to be finishing this in the next hour. I've read the whole series so far within the space of a month or so, I think. Yeah, I can definitely, if this is a satisfying ending, see myself going back and rereading the whole series at some point soon as well. I'm still really enjoying this, and I think I will give you guys like my definitive ranking of which books I enjoy the most to least in this trilogy once I finish this one. I'm pretty sure I know what that will be, but it just depends how this book ends. So yeah, I'm so excited to finish this. I think what I'm gonna do now is grab some breakfast because I'm so hungry. I haven't really eaten anything today, and then I'm also going to paint my nails and listen to the audiobook probably to finish off this trilogy. Wow. And then I'm going to start on Galatea after that, so I'll definitely check back in before then. Okay, I finished The Queen of Nothing. It is now just after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and yeah, I finished my first book of the readathon. It probably took me a bit longer than I was anticipating, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to be giving it 4 out of 5 stars, which is the exact same rating that I gave The Cruel Prince. If I had to rank them in order of like enjoyment and how good they were, I think I would say The Cruel Prince, The Queen of Nothing, and then The Wicked King. Wicked King was definitely like my least favorite. I'm not entirely sure why. That's what I would say. Like, I just really enjoyed The Cruel Prince. It was definitely my favorite in terms of like the vibe and like the feel of it, and like getting to know the world and the characters and how much of a bully Carden was. I just, yeah, really enjoyed that, and their like dynamic and stuff. But I do love the series as a whole like so much, and I would definitely recommend it if you haven't read it yet and you're like me and you just like haven't picked it up for whatever reason in the past. Definitely read it. It's so enjoyable, it's so fun. Thank you patrons for picking this as my first read. This was so fun. I've got a live reading sprints in around 45 minutes. I think I might take a short break and then I'll start Galatea just before going on the live sprints and hopefully finish it during them. I'm hoping to go for a couple of hours. Hi guys, so I just got off of my live reading sprints for this afternoon, and it is now just after 4 o'clock, so it's been a couple of hours since I spoke to you. I ended up finishing Galatea in the first sprint because I read like half of it before the sprints even started, and then I only had like 20 to 30 pages left once the sprints began. So yes, I decided it was really hard to give it a rating just because it's such a short book. By the time you're kind of into it, it's over. But with the author's note at the end kind of explaining where Madeline Miller was coming from, I think it was really well done. It was a lovely short story. It was definitely impactful and like emotional, and I did really feel for Galatea. It definitely accomplished a lot in a short space of time. I'm giving it 4 stars just because I'm not like obsessed with it, and I don't think I could be obsessed with something this short. I don't know, maybe like I'll be proven wrong in the future, but yeah, I'm giving it 4 stars because I think it was really good, really lovely, and like just really well written. And yeah, I think the author note definitely saved it as well. I think reading it again after having read the author's note would be interesting, so I probably will reread it in the future and like see what else I can get from it, from having that extra like additional context as well. So yes, that is my second book of the readathon finished, and now I am currently reading Hex by Johnny Fagan, like I said I was going to. I am halfway through this. I'm on page 49 and it's just over 100 pages long or short. This one, I don't know if I've explained during this vlog, is about Galis Duncan, who was just a young girl living in Scotland during King James's reign in the late 1500s. She was accused of being a witch, she was tortured, and then she was sentenced to death, so she was executed. And the way that Jenny Fagan has written this is from a narrator from like our time, Iris, and she basically transported or like gone back in time to spend Gallus's last night with her. They talk, she comforts Gallus, and they basically discuss what Gallus went through and also what is happening to women in the modern world as well, and kind of the parallels between those two. I was a little bit worried when I picked this up that it wouldn't offer anything other than like a white point of view. The feminism in this definitely is intersectional. It's definitely taking in other issues, very important issues like women of color going missing or their experiences with police and stuff like that, which is definitely an interesting thing to include in this book. 100% so impactful. Like, it already made me feel like sick and angry, just like what happened to Gallus, like what she went through, and then just also thinking about like what women go through in general, like in this world. Already, like, I'm only halfway through, but already I feel like I could definitely like recommend this. Like, if you like the sound of any of that and just like want to read a book that has all of that in it, and it's also written in a really, really beautiful, poetic way. Sorry, my phone ran out of storage, but as I was saying, I'll be able to let you guys know my final thoughts very soon. I am going to quickly make some food now. It's kind of a bit of a weird timing, but like I had breakfast extremely late and now I'm going to be having lunch extremely late, and then I will continue and like hopefully read the rest probably in one sitting. It's really fast read. It's a lot of like conversation, like dialogue. At the beginning, like the first 20 pages, I was like, am I sure that I want to read this today? Like, is this like, am I okay with reading this? There's definitely trigger warnings, graphic descriptions of like torture. It is horrific. It made me feel a little bit sick, so I was kind of like, am I okay to read this today? But I'm so glad that I read on. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really, really glad that I bought this recently. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but my friend Jodie from Vanilla Moon, she recommended this book to me. I think she read this like a couple of months ago or so. She's been raving about it ever since. So I'm so glad that I was with her when I got this. She said that she thought I'd like it and she was right. So yes, thank you so much, Jodie. I also know why the crow is on the cover now, which is super interesting. And I'm so excited to read on, see what happens, see where the story goes, and yeah, how it ends. Like, obviously I know it's going to be extremely sad. That is so weird. A crow just flew past my window. Hi guys, so I thought I would check back in because it's now past 7 o'clock and about half an hour ago I finished Hex by Jenny Fagan. I'm still debating what star rating to give it. I feel like I want to give it 5 stars. I'm not sure though. I don't know if I'm just being too harsh because this was an incredible reading experience. It was just so well structured, so well written, and just so interesting and important and impactful and like everything. Like, I don't really have enough words to describe how good this is. It literally says on the back, one of the quotes is, one of the most stunning literary experiences I've had in years. And that is so true. Like, that's exactly how I feel about it. It is definitely worthy of 5 stars. I don't know why I'm hesitating at all. But yeah, I'm just going to think about it for like a little while longer before logging it into Goodreads. Just know that I absolutely love this. I'm so glad that I read this today. I said that I would come back and let you guys know if I would still recommend it by the end, and I absolutely do. It was just incredible. The second half of it was just gorgeous. And apparently the writer is also a poet, and that makes total sense to me because the writing was so beautiful. Okay, here's my setup. I'm on my Patreon live sprints for the last time today. This is the evening live sprint. So I've literally just started. This is the first reading sprint, and I've started Creepy Cat Volume 2, which is kind of my last official book of the readathon, and I've still got quite a few hours to go. I was worried that it would be kind of like the first one and that we wouldn't have like a proper continuous storyline, and I think maybe the first volume of this was kind of just like introducing us to the characters and just some like fun panels. This one seems to have a proper story to it, so I'm actually really excited for the rest of the series now. I think I'm probably going to enjoy it more. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now and actually get back to reading because I've only got a few minutes left of the first sprint. I don't know how good this lighting is. This could be terrible. It is now, what time is it? What time is it? It's now 9:15. I've just finished my last reading sprints of the readathon and I managed to finish Creepy Cat Volume 2. I am probably gonna give it another 4 stars for this volume. To be honest with you, in reflection, I think the first volume might have been more of a 3 or 3.5 out of 5 stars, whereas this one's definitely a 4 star. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I might adjust the ratings of the first one on Storygraph and Goodreads. So if you see that, that's why. So yeah, it was definitely super cute and exactly what I needed after finishing Hex, which was super intense. I'm really glad that that was the order that I read them in. It worked out so well. I checked the poll on Patreon from a couple of days ago to see which book was up next with the votes, and both Daughter of Darkness by Cathryn and Elizabeth Core and Forest of Souls by Laurie Emily both got the same amount of votes. So I kind of talked them through with my patrons and most of them voted for Forest of Souls in the live stream, and that was definitely the one I was leaning towards anyway. So this one is a YA fantasy, like high fantasy, about this girl Saoirse who was orphaned as a child and she's been like basically training her whole life to become the next royal spy, the Shadow. I think the selection is pretty much about to take place, and if she doesn't get selected, she's going to be like shipped off to the army, and that's not what she wants at all. She wants to be trained as a spy and be this person's like apprentice. However, I think something's gonna go down, which means that things are gonna change forever. Her fate's gonna change. I'm really nervous because after reading the synopsis, it sounds like it's gonna be pretty brutal and pretty sad from like the get-go. I'm only on page 18 and I'm definitely enjoying it. It's not like blowing me away or anything, but it's definitely very promising and I hope that I enjoy it. I've still got technically like 2 hours or more left of this readathon, so I'm going to actually pause for now. You can probably hear the oven on in the background. Me and Jamshad are gonna have some pizza. I might watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then I'll probably finish off by reading this for like an hour or so at the end of the readathon, and I'll let you guys know how far I get. I'd love to just like make a dent in this so that when I next pick this up, hopefully in the next few days or like week, I'll be like really into it. So yeah, really excited for this one. Also just need to appreciate how absolutely gorgeous this book is. I got this one at Yalk. This was in my Yalk haul. So yeah, I think next time I check in with you guys will probably be at the end of the readathon, probably before I'm about to like crash and fall asleep, and I'll do a little wrap up of like everything that I read and how I feel about my day of reading, and you'll see me very soon. Hello! So the readathon is over. I'm in my PJs now. I got changed after the live show. I continued reading The Forest of Souls by Laurie Emily, and I'm pleased to say that I'm now on page 50. So over 10% through the book. I've definitely got to the inciting incident now, and I'm actually hooked, and I'm really excited to continue this read. So I'm so happy that I picked this up as my last book. I'm really glad that I got to this point where I could pick up a 5th book. Like, this was a very successful readathon, and yeah, I'm really excited to continue reading this. And then these are all the books that I did actually finish. The Queen of Nothing was my first book and I gave that 4 stars. I'm so glad that I finished the Fog of the Air trilogy and I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to read more of Holly Black's books, hopefully starting with, I always forget the title of this one, How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories? Something like that. I'm really excited to read more of her books in this universe, in fairy. Kind of sad that it's over, but I'll definitely be rereading this. Then I read Galatea by Madeline Miller, and this was a nice short story, really well written, just lovely writing, and I really enjoyed. Not much more to say. I did end up giving it 4 stars. Then I read Hex, which was probably the best book of the readathon. I did end up giving it 5 stars. I completely stand by that. I think it is fantastic, and if you take anything away from this video, it's to look into reading this book if it's for you. It was an incredible read, and I'm so glad that I read it today. Then to round off my finished reads, obviously Creepy Cat. I finished this evening and it was just the perfect kind of palette cleanser after reading such an intense book, which was Hacks. I'm really excited to read the third book or third volume in this series, and I know that there is now a fourth volume coming out. I don't know when, but there will be. I can't wait to just read these and pick these up whenever I'm feeling in the mood for a serotonin boost, because it definitely is that. And then reading 50 pages of Forest of Souls was really lovely. It was so nice to read that this evening. So there we are, those are the books that I read during this readathon. I think it was extremely successful and I can't wait to do another one of these in August. So you will see more reading vlogs like this from me very soon. I was going to calculate how many pages that I read in total this readathon, so I'll put that on the screen now just in case you're curious. I think this is one of my most successful readathons that I've done. Take that with a pinch of salt though, because that does include the pages of the graphic novel. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for making it this far in the video. If you did, leave an apple emoji for Apple over there, my cute little boba plush. And also don't forget to enter yourself into the giveaway by leaving a comment with your favorite fantasy book or series that you've read recently that you think that I'd enjoy, and leave a social media handle that I can contact you at if you do end up winning. I will definitely be announcing the winners within a week of this video, so do make sure that you comment if you're watching it then. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this last 24 hours, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.